Buckle up, everyone, because today we are going deep on animal speed demons.
Speed demons!
Yeah, those speed freaks of the animal kingdom.
Love it.
We're talking about the fastest creatures on land.
Do the air.
And, of course, in the water.
Can't forget the water.
No, we can't forget the water.
Some incredible speedsters down there.
Now we're basing all of this on this top 10 fastest creatures list we found.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and just going through it, I'm already blown away by the variety.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, it's not just about who's the fastest overall. It's like evolution has created all these different types of speed.
Exactly, like different environments, different needs, different strategies for speed.
Yeah, so like a cheetah is going to be fast in a very different way than, say, a peregrine falcon.
Completely different.
Right.
The physics involved are just fascinating.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to dive into today.
The interplay of evolution and physics.
Yeah, how these creatures have adapted to overcome the challenges of their environment to achieve these mind-blowing speeds.
Exactly. We're going to break it all down.
All right, so let's start with the undisputed champion of the air, the peregrine falcon.
Oh, yeah, the peregrine falcon.
Over 240 miles per hour in a hunting dive.
You know, that's faster than a Formula One race car.
It's unbelievable, right?
It's mind-blowing how they achieve that speed.
But it's not just speed, right?
No, it's about the precision, the power.
Yeah. What makes that dive so effective?
Well, think about it. That incredible speed during a stoop allows them to generate enough force to knock birds out of the sky with a single blow.
Wow.
Like a feathered missile, just knocking them right out.
That's incredible.
And their body is perfectly designed for it.
Yeah, like what kind of specific adaptations are we talking about?
Well, first of all, their streamlined body shape
Okay, makes sense.
reduces drag, like you wouldn't believe.
Right.
And then their wings, those pointed wings are perfect for cutting through the air.
Yeah, like a knife.
Exactly. And you can't forget those powerful chest muscles.
Oh, yeah, I gotta have the power.
Absolutely. They need that power to generate those incredible speeds.
It's like they've mastered the physics of freefall.
They really have.
But what blows my mind even more is that they can actually adjust their flight path mid-dive.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how do they manage that kind of precision at those speeds?
Well, their eyesight is incredible, for one thing.
Okay.
They can process visual information much faster than we can.
Wow, so they're seeing things in like slow motion almost.
It's almost like that, which allows them to make those split-second adjustments.
But then there's the G-forces.
Oh, yeah, the G-forces.
Like, think about the pressure on their bodies when they pull out of that dive.
It's immense.
It's got to be intense.
It is, and they have special adaptations to handle it.
Like, what kind of adaptations?
Well, for example, their respiratory system.
Okay.
It's designed to prevent blackouts.
So they don't just pass out from the force.
Exactly. They're built to withstand those extreme forces.
That's amazing.
It is, isn't it?
All right, so we've talked about the peregrine falcon and its incredible diving speed.
The king of the
The
stoop.
king of the stoop, exactly.
But what about sustained speed?
Yeah, like what about creatures that can maintain high speeds for longer periods?
That's where the Mexican free-tailed bat comes in.
Oh, yeah, the Mexican free-tailed bat?
These guys can reach speeds of 100 miles per hour in level flight.
In level flight.
100 miles an hour, that's faster than most highway speed limits.
And they can just keep going.
Well, for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
They're built for endurance flying.
And that speed comes from a completely different type of wing design, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So, like, how are their wings different from the peregrine falcons?
Well, their wings have a high aspect ratio,
High aspect ratio.
meaning they're long and narrow,
Okay.
which reduces drag and allows them to maintain that incredible horizontal speed.
So it's all about efficiency.
Efficiency and long distances. Think of it like a glider,
Like a glider. Okay.
built for gliding effortlessly over long distances.
So it's like comparing a marathon runner to a sprinter.
Exactly.
The falcon is all about those short bursts of intense speed.
Boom, in and out.
And the bat is built for those long hauls.
Like a long-distance runner just cruising.
Yeah, cruising at high speeds.
Exactly, and it just goes to show that fast can be relative.
Totally.
Depends on the environment and the animal's needs.
Yeah, there's no one definition of fast in the animal kingdom.
Nope. It's all about adaptation.
Now, before we move on to the land speedsters, we gotta mention a couple of other impressive flyers on our list.
Oh, yeah. Who are we talking about?
The spur-winged goose and the frigate bird,
Oh, yeah. Those guys.
hitting speeds of 88 and 95 miles per hour, respectively.
Pretty impressive for birds that aren't exactly known for their speed.
I know, right? I never thought of geese as being particularly speedy.
Well, they might not be cheetahs of the sky, but they've got their own tricks.
So what's their secret?
Their wingspans.
Their wingspans.
Those large wingspans allow them to generate a lot of lift and glide effortlessly.
So they're like the gliders of the bird world.
Exactly. Built for efficiency over raw speed.
It's amazing how evolution has found so many different solutions to the challenge of flight.
Isn't it? It's incredible the diversity we see.
Okay, so we've covered some incredible aerial speedsters.
Some real high flyers.
But now let's bring it down to Earth.
Back to solid ground.
And when we talk about land speed, there's one animal that instantly comes to mind.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about.
The cheetah.
The cheetahs, the classic speedster.
Reaching speeds of up to 75 miles per hour.
The undisputed king of the savannah sprint.
It's unbelievable how fast they can run.
Their bodies are just perfectly sculpted for those bursts of speed.
So, what are some of the key adaptations that make them so fast?
Well, first of all, their build.
Okay.
They have this incredibly lean build, minimizing any unnecessary weight.
Right, so they're super aerodynamic even on land.
Exactly. And then there's their spine.
Their spine.
It's incredibly flexible, acts like a spring.
Oh, wow. So it helps them propel themselves forward.
Exactly. It gives them that extra push with every stride.
And of course, those long legs.
Oh yeah, those legs are all about maximizing stride length.
So they can cover more ground with each step.
Exactly. And their muscles are incredibly powerful too.
So it's like a combination of power and efficiency.
Absolutely. They're like finely tuned machines.
It's almost like watching a blur of motion when they're in full pursuit.
You can barely even see them.
It's incredible.
It really is.
But they can only maintain those speeds for short distances, right?
That's right. They're sprinters, not marathon runners.
So what happens when we're talking about long distances?
That's where we meet the pronghorn,
The pronghorn.
a North American speedster that might not reach the cheetah's top speed,
Oh.
but can maintain a remarkable 55 miles per hour for much longer distances.
55 miles per hour, that's still incredibly fast.
It is, and they can keep it up for much longer than a cheetah.
So they're like the endurance athletes of the animal world.
Exactly, the marathon runners.
And what kind of adaptations allow them to do that?
Well, for one thing, they have a huge heart and lungs.
Okay, so they can take in a lot of oxygen.
Exactly. And their muscles are incredibly efficient at using that oxygen.
So they're like these super efficient oxygen-burning machines.
Precisely. They're built for the long haul.
So it's like comparing a drag racer to a distance runner.
I like that analogy.
The cheetah is like that drag racer built for those short bursts of incredible power.
Like a rocket.
And the pronghorn is like that finely tuned distance runner covering vast ground with incredible stamina.
It's fascinating how evolution has created these different approaches to speed.
It really is. It's like comparing a Ferrari to a Tesla.
Both built for speed, but in very different ways.
And both incredibly impressive in their own right.
Absolutely.
Now, speaking of specialized speed, let's not forget the quarter horse.
Oh yeah, the quarter horse.
They're not wild animals, of course.
No, they're domesticated.
But they're the fastest horse breed in the world.
Bred specifically for short bursts of speed.
And it's amazing how humans have selectively bred animals to enhance certain traits, like speed in this case.
It's true. It's a testament to the power of selective breeding.
And their muscular build and powerful legs are proof of that.
Centuries of breeding for speed.
They can hit speeds around 55 miles per hour in those quick sprints.
Making them true powerhouses on the racetrack.
It's incredible to think about how much faster they could get with continued selective breeding.
Who knows what the future holds?
But before we leave the land, we need to talk about another predator with surprising speed.
Who's that?
The lion.
The lion.
They might not be as fast as the cheetah,
True.
but they can still reach speeds of 50 miles per hour.
And they're much more powerful than cheetahs.
Yeah, so how do they use their speed?
Well, their powerful build and stamina allow them to maintain that speed over longer distances than the cheetah.
So they're more like long-distance hunters.
Exactly. They rely on a combination of speed and endurance to bring down their prey.
They're like those athletes who excel in both sprinting and distance running.
A formidable combination.
Okay, so we've explored the sprinters, the marathon runners, and the powerful hunters of the land.
We've covered a lot of ground.
Yeah, but now it's time to dive into a whole different world. The ocean, where the physics of speed change completely.
Are you ready to explore the depths?
I'm ready. Let's dive in.
All right, let's go. The ocean is a whole different world when it comes to speed. Think about it. Water is about 800 times denser than air.
Whoa, that's a good point. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah. So these aquatic speedsters, they're not just overcoming gravity. They're pushing through this incredibly dense medium.
That makes land speed almost seem easy in comparison.
Right. It's incredible what these creatures can do.
So what kind of adaptations allow them to move so fast in water?
Let's take the sailfish, for example.
Okay, the sailfish.
They can hit an astounding 68 miles per hour, making them the fastest fish in the sea.
68 miles per hour? Underwater? Are you serious?
Totally serious. It's faster than most speedboats out there.
That's mind-blowing. So how do they do it? What's their secret?
It's all about their hydrodynamic design. Their bodies are incredibly streamlined, almost torpedo-shaped, to minimize drag. And then they have this incredibly powerful crescent-shaped tail that acts like a propeller, driving them forward with massive force.
I can picture it now, but what about that giant dorsal fin, the sail that gives them their name? Does that play a role in their speed too?
That's a common misconception, actually.
Yeah.
It seems intuitive that it would act like a sail on a boat, catching currents.
Yeah, I always thought so.
But it's more about stability. It helps them stay upright and prevents rolling, especially during those high-speed turns.
So it's less about raw speed and more about control at high speeds.
Exactly. Think of it as a stabilizer, allowing them to maintain control even at those insane speeds.
That makes a lot of sense. The ocean can be pretty turbulent, so that stability must be crucial.
Absolutely. Now, speaking of underwater agility, we can't overlook the marlin.
Oh yeah, the marlin.
They might not quite reach the sailfish's top speed. They clock in at around 50 miles per hour, but they're known for their incredible maneuverability, acrobatic leaps, and lightning-fast turns.
They always look so graceful in the water too.
All right, they're like the fighter jets of the underwater world.
So we've got the sailfish built for pure speed and the marlin built for agility. It's fascinating how they've both evolved such different strategies for success.
It really highlights the diversity of life in the ocean.
So if we compare the sailfish and the marlin, their body shapes seem pretty similar, right? Both streamlined, powerful tails. What gives the sailfish that extra edge in terms of top speed?
It's a question scientists are still exploring, actually. But some theorize that it's the sailfish's longer, narrower bill. It could be that that reduces drag even further, giving them a slight advantage.
It's amazing how evolution has fine-tuned these creatures over millions of years to squeeze out every little bit of speed. It's like nature is constantly experimenting.
Exactly. And it reminds us that we still have so much to learn about these incredible adaptations.
Before we move on, we should mention a couple of other notable speedsters. The black marlin and the swordfish. What makes them stand out?
Well, the black marlin can reach speeds of nearly 80 miles an hour. Absolutely incredible.
80 miles per hour. That's just insane.
It is. They're known for their stamina and endurance, too.
Yeah.
Able to chase prey over long distances. And then you have the swordfish. They might not be quite as fast, hitting speeds of around 60 miles per hour.
Still incredibly fast.
Oh, absolutely. And they're incredibly agile and powerful hunters. That sword isn't just for show.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's used to stun and injure prey.
Yeah.
Makes them a very formidable predator.
So each of these creatures, whether it's the sailfish, the marlin, the black marlin, or the swordfish, they've all evolved these unique adaptations that allow them to not just swim fast, but also thrive in their specific underwater environments.
It's the perfect marriage of speed and survival.
Okay, so we've covered the fastest creatures in the air, on land, and in the water. What an incredible journey it's been so far. What are your final thoughts on these remarkable adaptations we've explored today?
It's mind-blowing, isn't it? Evolution is a constant process of tinkering and refinement.
Nature's workshop never closes.
Exactly. And it produces some truly incredible results.
So before we wrap up, I have one final question for our listeners. If you could borrow just one adaptation from any of the creatures we've discussed to make yourself faster, what would it be and why? Think about it, and we'll be back next time to explore more fascinating topics from the world of science and nature. Okay, so we've explored the speed demons of the land, the air, and the sea. It's been an incredible journey. What stands out to you the most from all these incredible adaptations?
You know, it's like what we were talking about earlier. Speed isn't just about brute force. It's about efficiency. It's about evolution, fine-tuning every detail to maximize speed within a specific environment.
It's like each creature is a high-performance machine.
Absolutely. And it's not just about how fast they can go. It's about how they use that speed.
Exactly, like the cheetah's incredible acceleration for hunting.
Or the pronghorn's endurance for those long migrations.
And then you have the peregrine falcon. That precision dive is just mind-blowing.
It really highlights the diversity of life on Earth and how evolution has solved the challenge of speed in so many different ways.
It's incredible, isn't it? And it makes me wonder, if you could borrow just one adaptation from any of the creatures we've discussed to make yourself faster, what would it be?
Oh, that's a tough one. There are so many incredible adaptations to choose from, but I think I'd have to go with the sailfish's hydrodynamic design.
The sailfish. Interesting choice.
Yeah, just imagine being able to move through water with that kind of effortless grace and speed. It'd be like gliding through the water, almost like flying.
That's a great choice. I'm kind of torn between the cheetah's flexible spine, for that incredible
Yeah,
acceleration,
that would be awesome.
and maybe the peregrine falcon's diving technique, just for the sheer thrill of it.
That would be something else.
But really, it's the combination of all these adaptations working together that makes these animals so remarkable.
Absolutely. Each creature is a testament to the power of evolution, honing these incredible speed machines over millions of years.
It really makes you appreciate the ingenuity and diversity of the natural world.
It certainly does.
So, to our listeners, the next time you see a bird in flight, a cheetah on the hunt, or a fish darting through the water, take a moment to appreciate the incredible speed and agility they possess.
It's a reminder of the wonders of nature and the endless possibilities of evolution.
And hey, maybe it'll even inspire you to push your own limits a little.
Whether it's on the track, in the pool, or just in your everyday life, you never know what you might achieve.
That's a great point. Thanks for joining us on this high-speed adventure through the animal kingdom. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep wondering about the incredible world around us.